Yo, yo, what's going on, everyone? What's going on? It is Wednesday, April 10th, 2019, hump day, middle of the week. Let's get it going. So we actually had a little bit of a bloodbath yesterday in the market. Pretty much was red across the board. We had, nine of the 11 sectors bleeding red. Only utilities and communication services peaked out of the green barely, but nonetheless, green is good, right? So, SPY down almost 2 points. Had quite a bit of action as always. A little pullback here and there. Couldn't really get above green too much, and couldn't stay sustained for that much period of time throughout the day. So pretty much traded majority of the day in the red and brought down a lot of stocks with it. So, obviously, as always, there's always plenty of upside and downside no matter what the market is doing. Individual stocks have its, own behavior, and whether, its momentum is there, it can definitely go against the market. So that being said, we always have a solid watch list going into market regardless of the market direction. We like stocks to the upside, like stocks to the downside. And today we get going 9 stocks on watch, and we have a couple of usual suspects, a couple of new ones going on. So starting off with CERN. CERN had a nice gap up yesterday, and it just showed weakness pretty much early in the morning, gave some opportunities to take it down to the downside, heading back towards the gap fill. Obviously, it tried to pull back, fight a little bit midday, got stuffed out of VWAP, as you can see, and showed weakness into the close. So we like this to the downside, plenty of room for the fill. Obviously going to fill all the way. Chances is, it's possible, but it's, got plenty of time for that. There's plenty of opportunities to the downside before it gets to that point. And this is a nice smooth trade for us. We're going to continue this to the downside. Next up, we got CXO. CXO is obviously in this wedge pattern. We got, it was to the top of the pattern yesterday. Ended up taking this thing down, and there's plenty of room in that wedge area for nice support. So it's showing some weakness. It has a pretty solid downtrend for quite a while, so we definitely like this continuation to the downside. Next up, FL. FL had a weak day yesterday in the market, as you can see. Closed definitely in the low of the day, with 99% institutional ownership. We definitely like this to the downside because obviously some boys are jumping ship. There's a little bit of action after market last night to the upside, but that being said, still plenty of room to the downside. So we're going to see if this gives us some opportunities around VWAP in the morning, and see if we can step in and take this thing down further. LNC, as you can see, had a gap down yesterday morning. It gives a little bit of a fight midday, try to trade a little bit above VWAP, then obviously sellers stepping in, taking it down. So, showing some more weakness. We definitely like that. It's been obviously a downtrend since last year, September, October. So, we're going to see if this is going to continue showing some weakness after the dust settles, after the open kicks off, and we're going to see if it gives us some signal to jump in. If not, we'll wait for a signal, but we'll see if this continues down below VWAP. We're going to continue taking it down. MDB had a little bit of a run yesterday. Closed obviously up 3.5 points, almost 3.5 points. But clearly it's still in the downtrend, as it's had that big run up a couple weeks ago, peaked out, so it's on the backside right here. It did reach our 131.50 target area early in the morning, and we'll see if it will obviously bounced off it. Let's see where it got to. Actually, it got to like 131.52. Wow, we're 2 cents away. But you're going to see obviously some support here at that retracement area. So we'll see if it pulls back and cracks through that support. If it does, we obviously next target would be the low of the day, low of the gap day, which is 120.46. So see what it's going to do today, tomorrow, and the rest of the week, and see if it holds that 131.50 level. If not, we'll obviously step in, but this thing's been very good for us after it started fading. So we like this continuation to the downside. Next up, we have PNR. PNR had a quite a trim yesterday. Had a little bit of a gap down, 13%, a little over 13%, and it's showing some weakness going into the close. Obviously, couldn't get above VWAP. Still some room to the downside on the daily. So we like this thing. We'll see what happens, obviously, after the dust settles, but we definitely like this thing to the downside because it's nice and tight candles, nice, stressless, low risk, high reward trade, just like we like it. Next up, TCDA, usual suspect, been on watch, obviously cracked yesterday and enjoyed a little bit of this. Still got plenty of room to the downside. This one's a little bit tougher to trade. But again, anything below VWAP you like, mitigate your risk properly and enjoy some of these profits to the downside. Still some room, plenty of room. Next stop, about another point or so for support. So if it's going to show some continued weakness, we're going to step in and take it down. UTHR had a kind of a shitty day yesterday. Obviously had not too much of a gap down, but almost 3.5 points to the downside, showing some pretty bad news with sales, weaker sales going into the guidance 2019. And that being said, there's obviously still plenty of room, plenty of meat on the bone here to the downside as far as some support areas. So we're going to see what the market reacts to it in the morning after a lot of the news has been was sifted through and deciphered. We're going to see how the market reacts to it, and if it's going to continue fading out. It's probably going to fade out a few points. So let's let the dust settle, see what's going to happen. Let the market dictate trend. So we'll see if we're going to hop in or not. Last but not least is VRNT, usual suspects, been running quite hard. And this thing is not showing any weakness at all. So, obviously there's some plays to the upside. Any pullbacks will step in. But we're going to wait for this thing to exhaust. But obviously might as well enjoy the ride while it's there, right? Had a little bit of weakness after market last night, so I'm not sure if it's starting to curl or not, but nonetheless, during the session yesterday was pretty strong, so we're going to see how it is this morning, and if it does start to curl, if it does want to put in the top, then okay, we'll take it down, because there's plenty of room to the downside. It's kind of like an MDB part 2, so if that's the case, we'll enjoy the ride down. So that's what we got going on, gentlemen. So we're going to wrap this up. We got our 9 stocks on watch going into the session. If you want to see how we do it, you want to have any of these questions answered, how we trade these charts, any other charts, any of these setups, answer that question why, come check out the site, thestreettrading.com, and we'll get you sorted out with a 90-day course. All right, guys, wish you the best. Have a good day in the markets, and we will catch you later.